This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by GoDaddy.com. Use code 295NUT for a $295.com or transfer. Defense Soap. Use code MMA Nuts for 15% off your entire order. Hey fans, this is MMA Nuts, episode 193.
193.
My name is Ingo Weigold.
Matt Gross, MMA Show. By MMA fans, for MMA fans, we're rocking live between serious and ridiculous.
Speaking of ridiculous, somebody put cocks in my hand.
Two of them.
Photoshop.
They try to put jizz in my eye. I will not go blind.
Whoever did that, congratulations. Do you know who did that?
Yeah.
Okay.
The man will remain unnameless.
Send him a t-shirt or something.
Fine, done.
Cool.
Thank you. Remind me because I will forget. It was awesome.
It was pretty awesome. So we always like to hear shit from the fans. You know, don't put dicks in my hand and put it on the internet, though.
You want dicks in your ass? Is that better?
No, I don't want anything. No dicks at all. Don't. Yeah. Be respectful, people, or something.
2 dicks in the ass is better than 1 in the mouth.
I'm not sure.
I don't
It's hard
know.
to say.
Killed 2 birds with 1 stone?
Yes.
Something like that.
Something about something in the bush is
Hey!
better than what?
Speaking of dicks in the ass,
Yes.
I don't know. We saw XFO.
Oh, that's true. We did. XFO 50. It's pretty exciting. USC Pavilion.
Yeah, talk about a weird... we go out to dinner beforehand, have this awesome gluten-free meal, fucking mellow, and I have this for dessert, because I went for broke. Oh, I did have the meat sweats, by the way.
Did you?
I woke up just fucking melting, threw all the covers off.
It was a second helping of, what was that?
It was calamari. It's like a man-sized
You ate 2
appetizer.
appetizers by himself.
With calamari, it was garlic, butter, and capers.
Good.
Fucking delicious.
Yeah.
And then the Caesar salad after that, and then the salmon, and then I'm too fucking hungry, so I want another order, a big-ass order of calamari.
After dessert. Yeah, another.
No, it was before dessert.
Oh, was it?
And then the dessert, which was the flourless chocolate cake, which
Good.
was warmed up with a scoop of mint chocolate chip ice cream on, which I haven't had fucking mint chocolate chip ice cream in like 10, 12 years, something like that, and the fresh strawberries. So needless to say, the mood was mellow.
Yes, it was.
And now we're going to go sit cage side. It's a fucking XFO action.
And it was weird because, like, it was one of those events where, like, the main event delivered the most out of all the fights we saw. You know, we got there a little bit late, and we saw a Fallon Fox fight, who definitely looks like a dude up close. Sorry, no disrespect.
Hey.
I cannot call you a woman. I know what women look like. I know how they move. I know how they act. I know what, the curvatures. That's not a woman. Sorry, it's not.
You didn't like seeing her on top of the other woman?
No.
With her ass
And-
fully, like, on?
No, because I went to use the restroom, and when I came back down, was walking back to the cage and to the dressing room after the fight, and I was like, got a real up close look, and I'm like, wow, that face does not look like a chick, and I'm like, that's not a chick.
Well, what was the crowd reaction, too, as she walked by? Didn't you say everyone was shaking their head going, that's a man?
Yeah. Yeah, because some of the people, I noticed that when she was coming back, everyone was trying to shake her hand and say hi and take photos. And every time that happened after the interaction, I would see what looked like people just like, the conversation was like, yeah, that's not a chick. And they were, guys would just be like, oh, whatever. But, I mean, she didn't look all that great in her fight. I mean, it was kind of boring first round. And then she ended up getting some sort of submission, right?
Yeah, neck crank.
Yeah. So, it's neither here nor there. But
HBO was in tote, too, and
yep.
I forgot the woman's name that's covering it for the Real Sports. You could see her in the crowd sitting around by us, and, they brought their own camera crew, so they're filming some of the fight, filming some of this woman's reaction. This woman looks like she's fucking constipated watching these fights, and she only came out for the one fight just to watch Fallon, so obviously doing a story about Fallon.
Yeah, they're definitely doing something. I'm sure it's coming up in the next month or so.
So it'll be interesting to see how they run that story and what exactly it'll entail. But overall, good night of fights.
Yeah, the main event was awesome. Corey Galloway versus Danny Aguirre, I think. So, man, those guys went for broke. It was crazy. It was a good back and forth fight. I thought the wrong guy won. It's a case in point though, where I see this again time and time, where a guy's on top and he automatically wins a round, even though he's not doing much damage. He's just in a dominating position, even though the guy on bottom is throwing up submissions, almost finishes him. At the end of the second round via armbar. Third round, he's throwing up triangles, all kinds of shit happening. The other guy just looks a little busy, but he's not really landing.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about it because it feels like it was a split decision, 29-28. I mean, I don't know. I think you should be able to win a fight from bottom if you're doing more.
You should. You don't see that anymore.
No. But good for them.
Bass Rutten versus Kevin Randleman.
Did he win the fight from bottom?
Yes. Very controversial.
Okay.
Many years ago. That's the only one I could think of. But
okay.
That doesn't fucking happen
For the
anymore.
bad knees?
Yes.
Or like all of Nate Diaz's fights, where he's like in the last, prior to 1 year ago, he's always on the bottom.
Yeah. Don't fight a wrestler.
Yeah. Which there's a lot of controversy about that too. There's some people who think that Nick has been protected by Strikeforce because they never really put him up against big wrestlers.
It's somewhat true. He always got the guys that wanted to stand and bang with him, and they'd always get suckered into that, let Nick get you against the cage bullshit, and then he just starts working the body, boom, 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 boom. Yep. He's either going to knock you out or submit you once he gets you down.
That's why I think a fight with Johny Hendricks would be pretty tough for him, even though it'd sell a lot of pay-per-view tickets, but it'd be tough. Johnny's a good wrestler. So
true that.
What else you got for news?
Well, I know Dana White said in one of his post-fight scrums the other day that the average production cost for putting on one of the UFC pay-per-views or just an event in general is like $1.2 million.
Okay.
So I wanted to total it out.
Is that before fighter salaries?
I think that's just the production, not the salary. So if you take into, and they also said it depends where it's happening at, because if it happens in Vegas, obviously it's cheaper because you got all your shit there. You don't have to fly everybody out compared to if you were in Brazil. So I'm going to make some assumptions in all this, but if you have the production costs at $1.2 million, you have the fighter pay and bonuses, just call it $1.3 million. So you say you got about a $2.5 million cost per event, which obviously is going to change because some guys might get some of that backdoor money and a cut of the pay-per-view, but I'm not going to take it into account for this example.
I like backdoor money.
You goddamn right. You take a gate average of $2 million, the pay-per-view, if you had like 300,000 buys at $50, that brings in $15 million. And it looks like the pay-per-view company, you get a 60-40 split where 40% goes to the UFC. This is another one that could be questionable because I think they have a little more leverage.
Probably.
To probably negotiate a better deal. So on a 300,000 buy rate, you'd make $6 million. Sponsors, I'm saying conservative at 250. So that's $8.25 million. Now I'm getting all lost. So let me just give you a profit after all these fucking numbers. So a 300,000 buy event, the UFC should be making about $6 million.
Okay.
Which is a lot of fucking money when you think about 300,000 is not that many buys when we're looking at the average cards of late. 600,000 buys, 12 million. 1 million buys, 20 million. And if you want to total it out, they have 13 pay-per-view events. And if you had 300,000 for each one of those, you're about $78 million in profit.
Okay.
And now you got to add in all the other ones. But I just thought it was curious because I never thought that when they do 300,000 buys, it's not good. But if you're making $6 million a card, fuck yeah, I want to be putting one out a week then. Yeah. Right? So I get it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it seems like they went from a big bang like UFC 100. Like it just keeps coming up. Like not just from what I've said, like from what I hear from other people. I talk to Dave Walsh, who writes for our site, and Jason, and random other people. It seems like UFC 100 was like the pinnacle of MMA when most people agree on that is like the time where it was like the best it's ever been. And since then, it's started to decline, or we're in a lull at the moment, you would say. So even in that lull, if they're making that kind of money,
fuck it, just put them out every weekend.
Yeah,
then.
No wonder they want to do 2 fights a night.
Hell yeah.
2 cards a night or whatever, which is happening in July, by the way. not 2 fights. And I think they're having one on Friday and one Saturday.
Both on the weekend, yeah.
Yeah. So in Vegas, I mean, what are you going to say? If they're making money, they're making money. Even if they're making $1 million, it's still making money. So they're in the business of profit.
Yeah.
So.
And that's not the sponsors. Who knows? I'm just being conservative, saying $250K an event. Could be $1 million.
Could be $2
million.
Yeah. Could be more. Could be less. I mean, we don't know all the numbers. I mean, there's obvious things we don't probably know about. But even if you said $6 million is a half, say it's 3. Say 3 is like the bare minimum they make for a 3. That's still a good amount of money to make in profits. And, you know, if you put 10, 20 cards on.
Then I'm making them thin as fuck and go.
Yeah, it's all good. Just keep.
I'm going to turn them out. I'm going to do 3 a week then.
Why not?
I get it now.
I'm sure that's how, like, the NFL does. You know, they or NBA and baseball. I mean, you wonder how they make money, but they make money. So
from events.
Every time there's a sporting event, they make money. So it's fine. I'm good with it.
Yeah, I don't know if I threw the gate money in there, too. There's $2 million.
Couple million
on the average,
the
so
gate, yeah.
I'll just throw it all up in
somebody has the numbers.
Stack.
I'm sure
they'll
never be revealed to us, but
no, but we're getting closer now that you said that 1.2 million production cost.
Yeah.
No, I'd never heard it before, so it's interesting. So as we're moving along, this Johny Hendricks Team Takedown, they had mentioned, and we had known this from years ago, where Team Takedown basically sponsors the fighters, gives them a salary,
place to live,
all sorts of shit, so they can actually focus on training. Your job as a fighter.
Yep.
You want to play Xbox all day? Fucking A, go ahead.
Yep.
Train, sleep, eat, play games, beat off, go to bed.
So that's what he was doing. When
chew tobacco.
There's an interview out there from
baconators.
a long, like 3 years ago.
Yes.
When I went to Vegas.
I just republished it.
Did you?
So it's back out.
Awesome. So check
Maybe
that
I put
out.
a clip. I put a link. I should put a link
there you
to
go.
it.
You should. It's out there.
We gotta edit this. There's some fight footage in there.
The three guys, Hendricks,
Shane Roller and Jake Rolshaw.
Yeah, and you know Shane had a career in WEC and UFC, but it didn't go too well for him when he transitioned over.
Yeah.
Jake had a bad neck injury, if I recall, where he had like a herniated disc, and he never quite recovered from that. And then you know you had Johny, which I think I don't want to. I'm pretty sure I came back from that week, and I was like, that's the guy. I was telling you, like, at the time, like, out of all 3 guys I met, that's the guy that seems like he's gonna be good one day. So, and he's still the same. That's the fucked up part. He was chewing on the interview.
Yeah, he's still doing it.
Doesn't give a shit. You know, very very humble guy, but they said at the time that that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
Is getting paid. You know. Getting paid to train, and their contract is a 50-50 split.
Oof, that's tough.
It is.
Look at it from both sides. Like, from the fighter, like, do you think it's a fair contract from the fighter side and from the management side?
I do. I think it's a front-loaded risk.
Mm-hmm.
If you just look at the 3 guys, and I think there was actually 5 total they were dealing with at the time. You look at Jake, Shane, and Johny.
Mm-hmm.
They lost money probably on Jake and Shane.
How much do you think they were paying them a year then? Like $100,000?
I think that was a roughly.
Because they got a car too, right?
Yeah, cars, homes, you know, money. There was a salary. It was like having a regular 9 to 5. I don't know about that.
Just kidding.
It was a 9 to 5 job, you know. And I'm pretty sure that they probably hooked up like Lehman with some of his money and all the trainers and stuff that go along with it. They cover a lot of expenses. So,
putting chewing tobacco in their toes, trying to.
So a guy like Johny, you know, who can train and focus on his career and not have to worry about scrounging cash up and working at fucking McDonald's or whatever, or doing like Mike Russo that we know, who's a cop.
Yeah.
You know, that's definitely not helping your MMA career. So I think it's great. I think it works well for the fighter. And at the end of the day, if you do it with a team, Johnny's now paying the bill for all those guys that didn't make it. But at the same time, he's making shitloads of money still. Like, yeah, he's not having this $10 million payday. He's getting half or whatever he makes, you know, but I'm sure he's still happy.
He's happy. If I'm the fighter, I'd want it scaled somehow. You know, like,
yeah.
I get 50%, but there's a point where 50% is forever. Like, there would have to be some sort of stipulation, 50% till I pay you $2 million back, and then let me get down to like 25%. Or somewhere where I don't feel like I'm getting raped. 50%.
Do you think they still
like
pay
rape.
him his money, even though he's making all this extra money?
They should.
Right.
They should.
That's the contract.
You know.
So I mean, maybe, but at the end of the day, you look at it like, hey, you know, I don't know how to say it. Like, you know, your employer invests in you. And you now because of what they've done, you're reaping the benefits of that investment. So they should also make, and you know, I feel like a good business deal, both parties should walk away feeling like they sort of got fucked in the ass. That's, you know what I mean? If that's a good business deal, if you both kind of feel like, I kind of, fuck, you know, like I could have done more. As long as that's the case and it's not front loaded to one side or the other, you're okay. You know, I mean, I don't know. So I'm okay with it. I think it's interesting. Maybe it'll spawn more things like this. I don't know.
Well, I think from the other side too, it's like I want to see guys be able to train more.
Yep.
And not have to have a full-time job. So from that standpoint, I like it.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of these guys that are scrapping on these 8 and 8s.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, I'm a fucking janitor, you know, fucking doing this. I mean,
fucking Shane Carwin is in a heavyweight title fight, and he still has a job as an engineer coding. A 290-pound human being that can Hulk smash 95% of the population is on one of the largest pay-per-views, like Brock Lesnar cards.
Yeah.
And he still has to do like the fucking, you know, typing job because he can't make enough money to support himself to fight.
I think it's rare when you look at what's the percentage of these guys that can actually make a living off of it.
Yeah.
What? 20 maybe?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, the ins and outs, it seems like it's getting better,
yeah.
But there are a lot of expenses involved in you know, getting from A to B to C, flying your guys out. And I think Joe Lozon had a post on the Underground I read recently where he was saying, like, yeah, the UFC covers like one corner guy, but he's got like 2 or 3, and most guys have that many, so he's got to put that out of his pocket, so that comes out of his purse, you know. So it's just, things just keep getting tacked onto your bill, and pretty soon your $30,000 fight bonus or whatever becomes $2,000, you know, because you paid everybody along the lines. Sounds a lot like the music industry, you know, where they fuck everybody. You know, by the time you see that dollar someone spends, you get like a fraction of a penny.
You get a percent of 1 penny.
But it'll only get better. I mean, don't you think?
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Don't sell yourself short. 60-40.
Okay.
70-30. 70 us, 30 you.
It's all good.
I'm just saying. It'll all work out.
Johnny's happy, I'm happy.
Yes.
Keep winning fights.
Yes. UFC 173. Did you see that poster?
Yeah, I did.
It was pretty cool. I'll post that up.
Yes.
I don't know if it's necessarily a USA versus Brazil like they try to make it all the time, but it's finally a poster with some flavor as you look around the room, and it's usually guy versus guy, versus guy.
Smile down.
Yep. We're either looking at each other or we're looking at the camera. Looking at each other or looking at the camera.
And they're always oiled up.
Except that Nick Diaz GSP one where Nick Diaz is in the background like a shark, like Jaws getting ready to eat GSP up.
Oh, back there,
on the top there.
That was a good one.
Yes.
I miss those days.
What's that?
The Nick Diaz fighting days.
He's never coming back.
The BJ Penn fighting days, which
he's
are
coming back.
Yes.
Right?
I just saw the promo tonight.
That. Tough, what, $1 million?
Yeah. I'm looking
Are you watching that
April
one?
16th. Oh, dude, I love BJ Penn.
You got to watch it.
He's crazy. I love BJ Penn. He's the man.
Do you like the Frankie Edgar? You like him?
I like him as a fighter, but I don't like him when he's fighting BJ Penn.
You got to root for one. You take a BJ Penn.
Yeah, I like him. I think he's tough as shit.
I'll root for BJ Penn in that one. I don't like Frankie Edgar.
Yeah.
I don't know why do I not like people?
I don't know.
I think once they become a champion, I sour on them for some reason.
You got bored with Frankie because his fights always take forever. But don't you remember, like, that was one of the most exciting times as a fan. I remember sitting at the bar with all of our crew. There's, I don't know, 12, 14 of us when him and Frankie Edgar versus, oh my God.
Gray Maynard?
Okay. The first one where we thought it was over.
Like he almost killed him in the first
round.
Gray almost
oh my God,
Frankie.
everyone's standing up, shit's flying everywhere. Like, he's still in the fight. This is crazy.
Yes.
And then what was it? Draw.
What?
Like, no way.
Fucking shit.
Awesome. So, yeah, I love me some BJ Penn. I just hope this is a tough fight for him. I don't.
What weight is this?
The 45er.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is a tough fight for him. I hope he's in good shape. I hope he's back with the Marinoviches and doing some strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
And not living in Hawaii carrying rocks in the fucking ocean.
So then we'll have BJ Penn have fought at the most different weight classes ever then? If he's fought at, I think, what? Has he fought at heavyweight?
55, 70, and 205. I think he fought against. He fought 205. I want to say, did he fight Shogun? No.
I was gonna say Machida, but
Machida,
I could be off.
I think you're right. It's Machida, the pudgy Machida, before Machida got lean and all sexy and shit. Hang on a second.
That's just crazy though. When you think about a guy who's gonna fight
I gotta look
a million weight classes, and now he's gonna go down even lower.
That was in Pride, I want to say, or some other fucking. Hang on a second. Oh, wow, so, BJ Penn's Wikipedia page is like 10 miles long.
Yeah, I'll edit it for you right now. He is a champion.
Yeah, he fought. Good memory. K1, Lyoto Machida, open weight bout. Penn weighed in at 191 pounds and Machida at 220.
Oh,
Jesus.
So shit.
Yeah, that was.
There's something to be said about that.
That's a guy who's fought anybody at any time, doesn't he?
Sure, he didn't give a shit.
And he doesn't have to fight. He's rich. He's fucking loaded. His family's got tons of money. I mean, his record is like 16-9 now. That's not as good as it used to be.
He's lost a little of late. What? How many has he lost?
He's won
5 of his last 7.
Am I looking at the right guy here? Hang on a second. 8. Sorry. He's lost. He's drawn, lost, and lost. Those are his last 3 fights. He has 1 win in 6 fights. And that was against Matt Hughes that we saw in Detroit, remember?
We had to run out. I just won. Gone.
But you 2 of those were Frankie Edgar, which I think one of those he won. And, yeah. The BJ that I remember is the one who stopped Diego Sanchez and fucking destroyed Kenny Florian. Those are the 2 fights that I love. And the guy that, not the guy that, you know, got beat up by GSP.
Well, now he has to fight legitimate opponents.
And he's definitely not on the juice. Although, I always wonder what would happen if he was TRT BJ.
Fuck yeah, let's get him going. Yeah. I think we need to extend people's careers.
Yes.
We can't extend it legally now, but illegally.
Like TRT Vitor?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. Anyways.
We'll move right along. Hey, speaking of drugs and stuff, did you know Cyborg just passed a random drug test?
I did not know. How was it taken? Rectally?
Of course. There you go.
Okay.
Someone had to deliver a dipstick.
Nice. Like an oil check?
I'm just saying. Cyborg.
All right. Good for her.
Yes.
Him. Who? What?
Hey, blasphemy. Hot picture. Gravy train.
Okay.
That's all win, Ango.
One day his dream will be crushed.
You can't crush
I'm going to have I am not going to be able to contain myself as Matt stands next to Cyborg with this just like, he's going to be pissed off and I'm just going to be like, I told you.
No.
That is not a woman.
No.
That's scary.
No, I've seen the pictures. There you go. I will not see it in person. Never.
You're going to be like, she's bigger than I am. That's fucked up.
No.
Oh my God. I think I see an Adam's apple.
She will crush me. Stop it! Her dick's bigger than mine. What? You can't say that. Oh, moving right along. I gotta get out of this before I get hurt.
Okay.
So Condit officially torn ACL, out for like a fucking year.
Yeah, bad.
This is 170's got a lot of problems. So you got Condit out. You have Johny Hendricks
with the aliens.
Yeah, he'll probably come back and try to steal the belt now. Everybody's gonna come back. Hendricks out because he had a torn bicep prior to the fight with Robbie Lawler. And he's out for 6 months.
At least.
And then Rory McDonald rolled his ankle in that Damian Maia fight where Damian kicked him and he rolled it. Looks like he's out for 5 months. So, fuck. What's going to happen at 170 now?
A big break? Well, they just had a big welterweight card, so they'll probably just chill.
No, everyone should just fight off now. Because now you have, what? Woodley.
It's Koscheck.
Lombard. Koscheck's mouthing off, but he needs to just not mouth off.
Okay.
Diaz.
Maya. Wait, somebody else.
Shields. I don't know. It's kind of fucked up because I would have liked to have seen, I would have put Woodley in against Hendricks. But now, are they going to pit Woodley against Lombard for like a contender?
Or Lawler?
Yeah, Lawler's still good.
Mm-hmm.
I still want that Nick Diaz Lawler. That one
The rematch?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Make that one
That fight makes a lot of sense now, given that Hendricks is on the shelf. Why not do that?
Nick one, and then I don't want to see Lombard fight Woodley, but I think you almost have to if everybody else is out, unfortunately. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just hate to damage two guys that could potentially fight for the title because you're going to derail one of them.
Of course.
I mean,
yeah.
It'd be a great fight. Yeah.
It would.
Someone's going to get hurt, hopefully.
Oh, yes.
I mean, in a knockout kind of way, but
they're going to get their feelings hurt. You hurt my feelings.
Are you going to wear the pink shorts?
Maybe.
Awesome. You see the EA new gameplay footage?
Looks crazy. I think they had another little leak this weekend, too. It looked even... They just keep... Man, I don't believe this game's coming out.
I don't think it's real. I think they're just taking real footage of fights and putting a little computer magic on it.
Well, they have a pre-order link up now where you can buy it.
Oh my God!
They came out they just announced it this weekend.
Are we not getting free copies or what?
I don't know what's going on. We don't have a contact anymore.
Yes, we do.
Cunty cunts.
We have one, but THQ is much nicer.
Yeah, well, I have a friend who works for EA, but in a totally different. The company's way too big.
It's too big.
He's like, I'm trying to get you in touch with this guy, but he's like, you might have a better chance. I can't even fucking reach this guy. Like, there's so many layers and levels, and my friend is a game designer in LA, and he's working on some shooter thing. I don't know, for EA. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. And I think Jason actually has a connection at EA, maybe too. Should hit him up. I mean, whatever. We can buy games. We should give out some free games or something.
Yes.
For the fans.
Yes. We'll do all sorts of fun stuff.
Choice.
We'll have some.
But I don't think it's coming out in spring. Spring's already here. So when does that mean?
They said April. It's not going to come out in fucking April. If they're leaking shit now.
No.
I think the smart move is you hold it till it's right, because take Battlefield 4 for example. Look how fucked up that game was. EA cannot afford another fuck up in a game release.
Yeah, I couldn't take it.
But
I sold mine. Sorry.
Hopefully it looks and plays as good as what I've seen.
Oh, I'm gonna be all about that.
And there should be an open weight. Ronda Rousey, Brock Lesnar.
You gotta do it. That's one thing that
open weight, open sex.
They should allow you to do it. There should be some unlock code. I'd be willing to pay $10 or something to be able to have that feature.
Yes.
Like post.
Anybody fight anybody.
Yeah, I'm down. Make it. I don't know. Fucking microtransaction me. I don't care. Do it.
That's fine.
Just let me do that.
EA. And because you get pride rules. That was one of my favorite things.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we gotta go pride rules. There you go. And the tournaments, those are fun as fuck. You get a bunch of people over, and
what do we do over here? I had like Hoist Gracie, and Brian was like somebody else.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
Destroying with Hoist Gracie. That was great. Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, we'll have to see how the gameplay is, because I haven't played the EA MMA when they had that.
Wow.
So I don't know.
The demo. It's okay.
I don't know how that's going to work.
I think they're keeping the similar control scheme as THQ had, so you might not like the ground game. It's a ground game.
That's fine. I'll just keep it standing. But if I can't do my run across the octagon and throw a flying knee,
your guy
go
was
fuck
killer.
yourself.
His
Just go fuck yourself.
was like bananas. So we'll see. I'm excited for it.
Yes.
It'll be fun.
And then, did we mention that the news is brought to you by GoDaddy, by the way?
We did not. Shall we?
Yes. GoDaddy.com. You can get a $295.com with $295 nut, 50% off of hosting with 50 host 2, and I think 32% off with Go, 32 off 6.
That's correct. And there's a million other codes. If you go to MMANUTS.com and click the coupon tab, you can go crazy.
You'll be full of win.
Help the show out. Buy some shit.
Yeah, I think I put an Amazon thing up there. If you're going to buy from Amazon, just go to the coupon tab, scroll down, and click on Amazon and buy shit. You're going to buy shit anyway. Just click there.
Yeah, click through. Buy your penis pump.
Support us. Yeah, get your penis pump. Get your big black cock.
I wonder if that would work if I did that. Would that work?
It probably would, but they'll probably try it back to us.
Spend a lot of money on it.
Oh my God.
Every month.
Well, poor house, here I come.
My wife is always like, Amazon? Like, what'd you buy now? What'd you buy now?
I don't even know.
I don't know.
Christmas every day.
Shit just comes. Now I got her hooked on it too, so she doesn't even. This past Christmas, she didn't even go Christmas shopping. She just bought everything on Amazon.
That's how it should be. I've always longed for that day to not leave the house, because going to a shopping mall is ridiculous.
Yeah.
The year is 2014, and you go, I refuse.
I buy dog food.
Hell yeah!
Food.
I love getting a 40-pound bag of dog food. Look at this motherfucker. I have to carry this to my house. Love it. Same price.
Awesome.
No shipping.
Yep.
And I don't care if you're going to raise the Prime to $99. Who gives a shit? All these people crying. Do you know what my average shipping cost is? Because I order so much. It's about 15 cents to get it here in 2 days.
Yep.
Fuck yeah, I'm in.
I'm in too. I get a package almost every single day from Amazon.
That doesn't surprise me.
Sometimes it's multiple packages.
He likes to get multiple packages.
Yes. I like packages.
Just get railed by packages.
Yes.
It's all good.
Moving on.
Moving right along. Hoist Gracie. Not a fan of the online Gracie Academy from Henner and Huron. Hoist says they're misrepresenting Helio's work. He says, with all due respect, our nephew's curriculums and online programs are not a true representation of the teaching method, belt grading, and philosophy that we learned from our father, a grandmaster Helio Gracie. They have the right to modify our battle-tested jiu-jitsu system as they see fit, but we feel it is our duty to ensure that our father's name is not misrepresented. While videos, books, and online resources may serve as supplements to jiu-jitsu practitioners, provenly, they can never by any means substitute live lessons in a qualified academy. And then Henner's quote was, some people do not understand that online study is even more effective than learning in the traditional classroom. What do you think of all this? I just throw it out there. You go.
Well, as a student of jiu-jitsu who has a hard time with the sport, I would say that if I got my belt online, I would definitely be a much higher belt at this point, but it would not be.
I would make you triple black belt by now. Black belt. You could go straight to red.
Because I could definitely learn all the techniques. But there is something to be said for doing something to somebody that does not want you to do that thing to them.
It's called rape. I'm sorry. This straight up ass rape.
That's true.
So I mean, unless you want it.
Right. Sometimes you want it.
But
no means yes.
Thank you. You said it, I didn't. Tabasco bottle for the win.
But I mean, it's serious. Like I think most jiu-jitsu students out there that go to a real class, the typical thing is you warm up, you do some drills, you have a little light rolling, and then you spar. So like positional rolling, whatever. But even the positional rolling, when guys are not going 100%, it's not the same. Like, I know how to do arm bars. I know how to do triangles. If you don't stop me, I'll fucking arm bar and triangle you every single time, and it will hurt. But if you know what to do to stop that, and I don't have something to make you not stop me, and that comes from hours and hours and hours of practice and repetition and learning, like, the subtleties of, like, someone's movement and everything. You can't do that online. You know, I agree with what he said. That being said, though, I do say that the online thing can be a supplement. It can help you. You can learn by watching and, go from there. What do you think?
I think it's a supplement. You can't get a fucking belt. You can learn for sure. And say you have a couple buddies. You can learn from all that shit. Look at, I'll throw it back to the early days of the UFC. A lot of these guys learned from fucking jiu-jitsu DVDs that were available back in the day and became UFC fighters.
Rich Franklin comes to mind, right? Isn't that one of the guys who said
that? But, that works in maybe an MMA setting, but when you think of the traditional jiu-jitsu, I don't think you should be able to get a belt online. No. I don't think you're going to learn, but you shouldn't be belted through it.
They do give them out, especially to the kids. They do give out belts.
That's fucked up.
It is fucked up, and I think you should have to go to a real school. If they're going to do that, you should have to go to a Gracie-approved school.
Go there and test it out.
Test it out and prove that you know what you're doing.
But can't I just mail in my test? I think they do that.
Literally, you mail a disc or send a YouTube video to them, and they will review your technique.
Are they reviewing it, or do they have a Google bot that just approved?
It's probably like,
black belt?
Thank you, $100. Thank you.
Maybe I should try said system and see how high I can get.
Yeah.
I can get pretty high and go.
Can you?
I'm just saying.
We all can.
Oh, guys.
But to say along with that is we are actually on the verge of releasing a supplemental jiu-jitsu instructional, which we will have some free stuff, and we'll charge some for some other stuff with our friend Comprito. We've taped 2-3 hours worth of stuff already. We'll be ready to release that very soon.
He made another black belt gurgle. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
I try not to laugh as I'm filming.
Yeah. So, I mean, And I think that it's a great resource, and I think you could learn a lot from that.
Yeah.
And I think you should definitely check it out once it's live. But he's not going to be giving out any belts on the internet.
What? Like, I want a pink belt. I have a zebra pink belt. Okay, go.
So
it's neither here nor there.
It isn't going to happen, and I don't think the Gracies should do it either. One thing that struck me as a little bit unnerving, I guess, annoying, which I was willing to let all this go, but I saw Henner had something online that he was talking about this week or the week prior, maybe it was this week, where he said like he had some medical issue last year and he couldn't. I don't know. He didn't say, but he couldn't get a regular doctor to help him with diagnose and fix his problem. So he went to the best resource available, which was the internet, and he had like a team of people that, pulled together and gave him the answer he needed so that he could learn and fix his problem. And it just seemed all like pretty convenient that all of a sudden this happened right around the same time that he was
to the computer. Holy fuck! Don't worry, it'll work out. You go. That's what we're looking for.
Kill your laptop?
I might have.
So it's curious. I feel like I think he's fishing, and I think, or whatever you want to call it, it's bullshit. So
hey, 90,000 subscribers. You can't be wrong, right?
They're loaded. They're making tons of money.
Holy shit! I mean, I get it from the standpoint of these guys probably haven't made that much money when you think about back in the day. Mm-hmm. But do they distribute that throughout the Gracie family?
Like,
how does that work?
I don't think so.
Because, when they've had so many different sects of the Gracies, like SECTS, sects.
I hear you. Like a religious sect?
Yes,
okay.
Thank you.
Nice.
But you have like Carlson go off this way, whatever, Hoyes, Hickson. Each one of them almost broke off, and
yeah.
It's yes, you're all under the same umbrella, but that umbrella is very fractured.
At the moment, yeah. Maybe forever.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, whatever. Everybody has their own take on it. I don't have a problem with them doing shit online. I don't have a problem with them giving people belts because I don't really care. But there are some that do. Some people are like, well, they pride themselves in their belt, in their blue, purple, brown, black, whatever. And then you come and say, you got your belt, what, through the Gracie fucking online academy?
Right.
Kiss my ass.
Well, what does Bruce Lee say about the belts? Something, what's a black belt for? Goddamn right. It doesn't matter what you are. It matters what you know.
Because, like a lot of the black belts I've talked to, that just in general, it's funny because they don't look at it like it's a big deal. Because to them, it's like, that's like the entry point. He said, a lot of the guys, because I've asked this question a few times about how it felt to get their black belt, and a lot of them always say, like, it felt like I just, like, arrived, and I'm starting to really understand and learn. And no one's ever said, like, I'm a master now. Like, it's almost like now you're in this group of people who have, like, perfected the basics, and now they're ready to, because it's a lifelong thing. I don't think getting a black belt is like a pinnacle. It's definitely a huge deal, but it's just the beginning. You really know everything so well that you can break it down to tiny little details where that's where, one guy's better than another guy. I don't know. It's interesting. Belts and belts. When we started training, I was really like, I gotta get a blue belt. And it took me like 2.5 years, and then I got it, and I was like, okay, I don't know. I got a blue belt, so whatever, but
I never cared. I was like, it doesn't matter. For me, it's just knowledge.
Yeah.
It all adds up.
And I learn something every time. I learn from the white belts. I learn from the first time student. I learned from, going easy, going hard. I learned from the brown belts I roll with, who some of them are really, really good and can catch me every time, and others are struggling and they're really going for it. And it's a win for me just not to be able to be submitted for 7 minutes. You're just constantly on defense, and you're always learning. It's
where you need to fart on someone and then have them submit, and then they puke.
That happened.
You're damn right I did.
Mm-hmm.
It's epic.
It is.
Yes.
What else?
That's it. Moving right along. We'll get into this fucking fight that just happened. Being brought to you by DefenseSoap.
DefenseSoap.com, or you can go to DefenseSoap and use code MMANUTS and save 15% off your order. Hey, know you guys want to stay clean.
Hey, hip hop.
Especially now that the weather's getting warmer.
It's a balmy 32.
Getting more stinky. And you probably want to stay clean, keep your skin moist. Yes. Use their stuff. It's good stuff. DefenseHope.com, MMANUTS. Use it.
Cha-ching.
Yes.
Fight night 39. Brazil's Shogun, Henderson, 2. Go.
Should we just talk about the main event?
Yeah. I mean, there were other fights. A lot of shit got finished.
It did. They said there was 7 finishes and 9 underdogs. One fight.
Yeah. Hence, we did not pick any of the other fights.
Which is a good thing.
Luckily. But I would have picked everyone that was from Brazil.
Brazil always seems to deliver.
They're about a 90% win rate.
I got your, here we go.
If I had a statistician, they might be able to give that to me on the fly.
They might.
But
we don't.
I don't take it in the ass, so I'm just saying.
That's right. Fight of the night goes to Shogun versus Henderson. The performances of the night go to Dan Henderson and Pepe. Who the fuck? Oh, Godofredo Castro. It was a knockout, early knockout. It was the first fight on the card. Let's talk about the main event.
Yes.
What was your take on the Henderson Shogun rematch?
Well, there was a correction, so let's start there. That Dan Henderson was able to use the TRT. We were incorrect last show. Thank you for everybody pointing that out, because I thought, the UFC has banned it.
Yeah,
it's out, but apparently he can still do it.
Brazil allowed it.
Brazil does, but Vegas and Vitor out. Fuck you, Vitor. I like him. Unfortunate. You all right?
You
ripping shit off?
Got string on my shirt.
All right, fair enough.
Bothering me.
So, the Shogun is... He's looking good. Round 1. He drops Henderson. I don't know if it was the uppercut in the first round or the second round.
There was
the first round was the 2 shots, right?
Yeah, because Dan went for broke. He thought he had Shogun hurt, and he was wrong.
Yeah, and Shogun was looking good, and then the second round, I think that's where he hit that. He walked into that uppercut.
Oh, yes.
Like, fuck. Henderson's down again.
Buckle him.
Then the third round, more Shogun. And then they get together, and Henderson's going for the takedown, doesn't get it on the break, snaps the right hand. Shogun goes down.
Yes.
And then luckily the Shogun rolled, so he had his back to Henderson. Otherwise, we might have had another Bisping opportunity there. Was ready, even though he has that Bisping logo on his shorts.
I don't think Dan goes for the Bisping against Shogun.
He's got more respect for him, but it's still an epic move.
It was.
I wish I could post that Bisping knockout.
Yes.
No knockout. No knockout, Ingo. So... And then, I don't know, I counted at least 17 illegal blows to the back of the Shogun's head.
Well, maybe one or
Herb
two.
Dean's neither here nor there.
Yes.
It's all good. And then they stop the fight, and then Shogun kind of rolls off in the background.
Was not able. His nose was fucked up.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to post a picture of that.
It was like Rich Franklin fucked up.
It was pretty bad.
I mean, good for Dan. Jeez.
Yeah.
The fact that he was able to just, I mean, you always got to watch that. His right hand is such a weapon. It's crazy.
I didn't think it was coming back. It came out of nowhere. I was like, for sure, Henderson is done. Because you had to look, too, it's 94 degrees. Does Brazil not have fucking air conditioning, Ingo?
No.
It's 94 degrees and like 89% humidity.
Yep.
Everybody's wearing a suit, just sweating.
Yeah. Shogun was dripping. So it was like
you pointed it out.
Pouring down.
Holy fuck.
It's crazy. But what are you gonna do? It's a fight that Dan said he came out too cautious and he wished he would have pushed the pace a little bit earlier.
Yeah. Well, I think they changed the game plan based on the heat and humidity. That I think they were going to try to. I think they changed it today and just said let's pace it out a little bit. And obviously that wasn't working.
No,
it was not working
because Shogun was getting the better of him, and I don't know. Dan still got it at. I said during the fight, I thought he lost his chin after the first round beating, and then I saw him take a bunch more punishment. I was like, well, maybe not. It's hard to say. I mean, that guy can take a shot. It's pretty crazy. I don't know what this says for Shogun because he had a decent showing against, was it Tehuna in his previous fight? And he's like one good, one bad, one good, one bad. I don't know what it says, but Dan, I don't think either guy has made a case for they should fight for the
title shot.
No, I don't see.
Well, the problem with Henderson's going to be no more TRT. So I kind of thought this would be his last fight.
He should just stop, especially on a victory like this.
Oh, that's a good way to go out.
But he loves to fight, it seems. So
just go underground, black market, no testing.
Yeah.
Because where do these guys sit? Because that's the problem. I think the UFC officially had both the guys at 7 and 8. I think Shogun 7 and Henderson at 8.
Correct.
I don't know if it's even listed up there. Yes. So the light heavyweight division is so fucking thin. This is the thinnest I can ever remember it. So you have John Jones, Gustafsson, Teixeira, Rashad, Phil Davis, Daniel Cormier, and then who's after that?
These two guys.
I think there's one more before both of them, but then you have Little Nog. They have actually ranked up before them.
I don't see that.
And then you have Shogun, Henderson, and then Ryan Bader rounds out the top 10. There's someone else at number 9, but it's pretty fucking weak, is what I'm trying to say. Because you look at the bottom half of the division, and even a couple guys like Rashad's never going to be the title holder again. I don't see Phil Davis being a title holder. I think the only two people that have the potential.
Did you say Glover?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the only two people that have the potential to be a title holder at 205 are either Teixeira or Gustafsson. I think the rest of the top 10, no chance. Weak. That's all I'm saying. No chance they go. So
maybe Bisping has a chance.
So I don't know what you do with the Shogun. Do you think he could even make a 185 cut? Because he still looks a little flabby. But
I think it might kill him.
I don't know.
Shogun and heavyweight.
And then Henderson weighed in at 202, but they said he weighed 250.
Yeah.
Dan Henderson pushing 250.
Yeah, they both look pretty. Dan looked lean. I don't know about Shogun.
He always has that little bit extra on, but it's all good.
Yep.
So I don't know who's gonna fight next. I'm about to move right along.
Moving on.
I have to take a piss, but we're gonna fight through it.
We'll make it. Almost done.
Nuts brought to you by MMANUTS.
MMANUTS.com. Go to MMANUTS.com/MMANUTS and save your fucking 10%.
Done.
I keep swearing.
You're a swear bomb.
I don't know why I keep swearing. Weird. It's because you know what it is?
What?
I listened to the Sarah
oh my
podcast.
God. He didn't start swearing until he talked about, who's that buddy? What's that guy that trains with him?
Drago?
Yes. Until he started talking about Drago, because he's like, fuck this, fuck that, and he's teaching the kids classes. He's throwing F-bombs in front of the parents. He doesn't care. He doesn't even recognize he's dropping them.
Yeah.
And then he just went off on the Matt the Terra F-bomb Sarah.
Oh, he kept going.
Holy
and ever since
shit.
listening to that this week on Thursday and Friday, I was like, I can't stop swearing.
I hear you.
It's like infectious.
It happens.
Sorry. My apologies for my potty mouth.
It's all good. It's our show.
Yes,
swear if we want to.
Go to MMANUTS.com/MMANUTS. They don't care if you swear. Buy their stuff. I got my kettlebell. I think it's going to be here Monday. I don't even know what form of delivery it's going to take because it's taken like 10 days.
Someone probably got a hernia in the way of getting it to you.
So I have one.
Two-man job.
Yep.
And did you get the 85?
No, I got
100
just a
million?
60 pounder or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have like a 42 or something. It's too light for the swings and stuff. So we'll see. We'll see if I can get a little beastly. So they have good stuff. User stuff.
That's right. Mateus Anderson, he says, hi guys, uber fan of the show ever since I found it. I love the silliness mixed in with the somewhat serious. He says he's been following MMA, mostly UFC since Tito versus Shamrock. Question, if you could pick 3 UFC fighters to change their weight class up or down, which ones would it be and why?
Ooh. Up or down?
Yeah.
I'd say John Jones needs to go to heavyweight.
Okay.
I like that. Up or down? Jesus.
Shogun, 185.
Okay, I buy that. And well, some of the stuff's
Michael
already
Bisping,
like
205.
you just want to see him get knocked out.
Come on, step up. John Jones is awaiting.
Because Machida dropped down. That already
Machida looked really good at 85. So
yeah, and you know, as Cormier dropped down, I like that.
Henderson can't, even though he's weighing at 202. He has no cardio at 85.
Yeah, it's too hard of a cut for him at 40.
And at 43, fuck that. You don't want to ever drop down.
Who else?
Oh, fuck.
I'd like to see Aldo come up and fight Pettis. Is that really going to happen?
I don't know, because Aldo was saying Pettis was the one dodging him. I don't know. It just seems bullshit. It goes back to the super fights. Never.
They should fight at 152.
Ronda Rousey should go up to 45 and fight Cyborg.
Good one.
Or go to 40 and let's make a catch weight. Or just make a 145-pound weight class in the UFC and let Cyborg come in and reign supreme.
That might happen.
We're just waiting because the UFC keeps dodging. Yeah. Holly Holm, no interest, but
she wants too much
money. She's probably signed already. Yeah. Usually when they say nothing, that means they have a 10-fight contract. She wanted
7 figures. They said no contract.
No, she's got one. I don't believe anything else. All right, Ryan Smith asks, do you think it's good or bad that the UFC is holding 2 cards in the same city on the same weekend? UFC is holding UFC 175 and Tough 19 finale in Vegas on back-to-back days.
Is that the BJ Penn Tough?
What are your thoughts?
Is BJ Penn fighting on that card?
Could be. It's Tough 19.
We might have to go.
Tough 19 finale.
Seriously might
that could be a blowout Vegas weekend. Your head would explode.
I think
we won't drink.
I would be divorced. I'm going to Vegas for 5 days to watch fighting and get fucked up.
Woo! We have 250,000 unique visitors. I'm just saying.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Okay. What was the question?
I know. What are your thoughts on having those? Good, bad, indifferent?
I think it's great. I think they'll do just fine. That's a big weekend for them. They have the Fan Expo.
It's an expensive weekend.
I think they have the Fan Expo.
Oh my God.
So, I think they've always been primed to set this up as like a huge MMA weekend. So, 4th of July weekend, all that shit.
Blow it out.
That'd be awesome.
His follow-up question: which upcoming fight are you most excited for? For him, it's Travis Brown versus Fabricio Verdum and Donald Cerrone versus Edson Barboza on the next Fox card.
I know he's a Colorado boy, so he loves Donald Cerrone. I'm looking forward to Glover versus John Jones. I like that.
I hear you. I'm looking forward to Gustafsson John Jones, if that ever happens or comes to fruition.
Not going to happen. It's going to be Glover Gustafsson.
Cyborg Rousey?
I like that too.
No Tim Sylvia, Andre Arlovski.
No.
Cal Gibbs, do you think that what happened to Will Chop hours before his second UFC appearance is justified? He's the guy that got cut for beating his wife in 2009. No, I don't think it is justified because you should never fucking sign him in the first place if you knew this is out there from fucking 5 years ago.
Apparently he disclosed this, and they knew about it, and I think him and his ex-wife are now on good terms, and it was a fucked up situation. I don't know the details, but, I don't know. I get it because they don't want to have the stigma of having, like, wife beaters. But look at, like, basketball. Jason Kidd. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I know who it is, but I don't know the backstory.
Yeah, he beat his wife, supposedly, and he's played for, like, 5 different teams. I mean, I'm not saying that that's okay. It's definitely not okay, but I'm saying that people grow up.
People make mistakes, and you should be able to be forgiven.
Yes.
Michael Vick.
Yeah, I still don't agree with that.
Oh, you don't forgive him?
No.
Why?
Huh?
He made a mistake. He did his time.
He made more than one mistake. I don't know if I forgive him.
Oh, come on.
I understand it, yet I don't yet. I'm not sure. It's one of those things. But at the same time, it sounded like it was a fucked up thing. Like no one ever called him or whatever. They had Kenny Florian tell him that he wasn't fighting.
Kenny, my hair is up to here, Florian.
Yes. So it's kind of stupid. And he's been apparently cut. So
yes, they didn't fuck around with that.
Whatever.
Huh? I think you should still fight. You fuck up. You should be able to make mistakes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. You should. Isn't there other guys on the roster that have some questionable past?
Oh, I'm sure all of them have some kind of shit in the background.
Yeah.
And if you want to dig it up and make it a problem, then the UFC is just going to cut you.
Mm-hmm.
And before we proceed any further, I want to give a shout out to Brian Stan for his excellent commentary. Thank you for putting Kenny Big Hair Florian up in the box and giving Stan his props and letting him do the color finally.
Yes.
That's where he needs to be. Kenny Florian out, Brian Stan in.
Yes.
Moving right along. Anthony Martin Chan, is that a Game of Thrones pop toys at the back of your cover photo? He's talking about the Facebook. And who's your favorite Game of Thrones character?
You go first.
Yes, it is. And I like that sneaky fucker that protects the little dude. The fuck is that guy? His name? He wears all black. That's like everybody in Game of Thrones.
The mercenary?
Yes, I like that
his
guy.
name either. Yeah.
He's like who's that? Tyrion?
Yeah, Tyrion.
He's his protector.
Yeah,
I like that guy.
That happens to be my favorite character, Tyrion. Even in the books, he's cool. He's got like a little. He seems the most reasonable out of anybody, although he has the most turmoil surrounding himself.
Mm-hmm.
He seems very understanding of everyone's position, and I like his style, and he gets it. Where everyone else is just fucking nuts on that show. So, which, speaking of which, it's starting up. It's coming.
April
it's like
6th or 16th. There's a 6 in there.
Let me see. So
it's soon.
3rd. It would be the 6th. I believe it's the 6th. The 6th is a Sunday.
It's like a couple weeks away.
2 weeks, baby.
We're ready. I'm not gonna be sleeping again. That's awesome.
Game of Thrones.
Yes.
I vaporize myself.
Going into submission. That's right.
I have to watch this episode twice usually because I don't remember what happened.
It'll be submission before submission.
Yes.
Not even position.
Correct.
That's right. Edmark Koch. How would Matt Griffith react if he had a passionate night with Cris Cyborg, and then he found out the next morning that Cris Cyborg is just Vanderlei Silva with a blonde wig?
I think he'd be torn.
I would say, well played, sir.
Well played.
You confused me enough to pass off as the Cyborg. It would be well played.
You could kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, whatever. We can take care of it all in one night.
Yes. Moving
right along. Sean Hensley. Why does, or when does Dana White stop ruining the sport?
That's it?
Yeah.
I don't think he's ruining it. Is he?
He's just tainting it.
How's he tainting it?
I don't know. I'm just throwing shit out there.
He's changing the sports. Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, moving right along. Rhymu, what are your thoughts on the upcoming EA UFC game? We kind of said that a little bit. Are they using their control system or total control system? He says, I hope they continue where the THQ version left off, as EA Sports MMA was a steaming turd of a game.
I don't know what the control system they're using, but all I know is that the FIFA soccer I play almost every day is amazing, and it's feels very true to life. And I hope that they have put that flavor into the UFC game, built on what THQ did. And we obviously know the graphics look insane. I mean, from the videos we've seen, if those are real, which they seem real. So hopefully the gameplay's there. And I don't want them. Please don't release it where it's a steaming pile of shit.
Yes.
I will be very upset.
Will you get the Chuck Liddell be able to run out with a crowbar and beat the fuck out of someone? Did you see that?
That's the commercial. We forgot
that was an awesome
that was on my list of. Okay.
Oh,
that was one of the news stories I forgot about.
That I think we can post all right.
Yes.
Yes. You just hit the button on your car, Iceman. He comes out. He doesn't need the crowbar, though. He can just beat the fuck out of somebody for you.
Jimmy Kimmel's pretty cool. I watch his show sometimes at night when I'm working out. And it's kind of funny. He's got some interesting monologues he does. So
there you go. Jeff Hoffman, he says, do you agree that this looks like Joe Rogan? It's a small picture.
It kind of does, sort of.
A little bit.
Who is that? And why is that man wearing nothing but Speedos?
Nothing but hot. Chris Sheen, is it a concern that Machida got a 180-day suspension from his Gegard fight, which I never heard got lifted, but he's fighting 80-odd days later?
Oh, I don't know. Didn't know about this.
I don't know. Luke Cox. Sorry, I said that your name was Luke Cox. I have cock on the brain. Luke Fox. Can I eat cauliflower ears?
If you want to.
Yes. Please put ranch dressing on them. Jeff Ellsbury says balls. Justin Dr. Brown Carter, can't read. If it were 8 of you guys versus Bass Rutten and Dan Henderson, who would win? And also, what would be your ultimate finishing move if you were a character in Street and it has to have the word dick in it?
Wait, 8 of us guys?
It's 8 of us guys.
There's only 2 of us.
Well,
who are the other 6?
Each one times 4 or something. 3 more of each of us.
No, I'd get knocked out cold.
Versus Bass Rutten and Dan Henderson, I don't think we stand a fucking chance.
They would be broken limbs.
Unless I have a gun, and I still don't think I have a chance.
Broken limbs and hurt faces.
And ultimate finishing move if you're a character in Street.
Go ahead.
It has to have the word dick in it. It's the broke dick dog or something.
Broke dick dog?
Yeah. It's like when you're golfing and they have those, what do they call those? It's like
dog leg?
Yeah, it's a broke dick dog leg. That's it.
Okay.
That's me.
I'd finish all my opponents via Dick Mura.
Nice. You gonna fucking lock it up?
Oh, yes. Cinch that fucker.
Rail
Stretch it out and Dick Mura that fucker.
You're all over it. Dick Mora. Dick. Sounds like a porno. Dick Mora. When you thought 17 inches wasn't enough, we give you 19. Dick Mora.
Yes.
Follow up. What is the most blasphemous thing you've ever heard said in MMA? Mine is that Lozon, Diaz, Cerrone are boring ass fighters.
Wow. True. Who said that?
I don't know.
Someone said that?
Someone blasphemy. I think what we said last week when Woodley was calling Carlos Condit a point fighter.
Right.
I thought that was probably the most blasphemous thing I've
Ridiculous.
heard in forever. And the last question, Justin's going to follow it up. If someone paid you to, would you jack off Godzilla?
I don't know if I can get my hands around his dick. That's a big
That's
boy.
going to hurt you. That would be like getting hit in the face with $1 million dick.
Yeah. Mothership.
Reporting. Alpha Alexa report back.
Yes. There's a editing computer over here outside of the shot, and it's now calling home to the mothership.
You must have said a keyword.
I did. You said dick.
Yeah. Oh, you said dick
again.
again.
Godzilla. That's
Godzilla. Godzilla. Yeah, we need that song. Godzilla. I don't know the rest of it. But I just know Godzilla.
Godzilla's good.
You don't have to pay me. I'd just jack it off. I'd try. You just climb on it. Like a fucking tree trunk. Look at that tree hugger. Look at him go. And try to do my best. It's all good. That's the nuts. That's the nuts. Knowledge. You got any knowledge?
I don't.
That's
been this week's edition of MMA Nuts. Thanks
He's
for
got
watching.
a piss.
I do.
Look at him. He's just sneaking out on the show. I was trying to think of something funny to say. I gotta pee too.
I had to pee 5 minutes into starting.
I think I need to eat dinner too.
Been ignoring it.
That's all good.
I said before I came over I wasn't gonna eat again, but now I'm hungry. It's the beer.
You need some calamari.
Or Godzilla dick.
Whatever. I bet it's juicy. All right, down. Shut it.
That's been this week's edition of MMA Nuts. My name's Zinga Weigel.
Matt Riva.
See you next time.
Thanks for playing.
We're taking a break next week, by the way.
Oh, we're off next week, right?
On Siesta.
We will return in April of 2016.
There's nothing happening.
Let's just take 3 years off and see how that works out.
Yeah.
Viewership 2. 1, 2.
Yes.
We'll be back.
People will still watch reruns for a good month or two.
Yes. Well, there's always an award show. You can always rewatch. It never falls out of flavor.
No.
All good. All right. Thanks for playing.